And welcome back to Contemporary Black Voices. And our topic today is the government shutdown and its implications. So, one major implication that we're seeing is its impact on travel. And this is the worst time of the year for any hiccup, if you will, with travel. Saw a video the other day about that was shot in Houston. I don't know if you saw it, where the lines were so long. It was almost like a waiting period inside the terminal, what, 2 hours? But she also said that the line was long outside the airport.
Wrapped around the building 3 times, she said.
Wow.
And the only time I have seen a long line was when I went to Vegas one year, and we were in a long line that kind of wrapped. The other issue is that some people who are working at those counters where they're supposed to be checking people in, they're saying that, one lady was saying that they're just letting us in. They're not even checking it. So you don't know who you're flying with anymore. We already never knew who we were flying with.
They ain't paying us to let everybody in.
They're letting everybody in.
That's what they say. They
We don't care what
right?
you-
They talk about TSA and Homeland Security. They like,
The lights is blinking.
We don't care what's in the heel of your shoe anymore.
And the other issue is not only do we have an issue not having TSA agents at the counter, who's checking the clouds? Who's watching the planes? Because a lot of the air traffic controllers went on strike. So a lot of stewardesses, or what do they call it? Stewardesses or
Flight
traffic
attendants.
controllers?
Flight attendants.
Yeah, that's the correct word. Are saying, don't travel, stay home. So what I'm waiting to see are these CEOs of these airlines raise the roof on this situation, because they're losing a ton of money at this point. A ton of money. And I bet you a lot of those corporations put money into Trump's campaign fund.
Well, here's what'll happen is no matter what they lose, they'll come back and ask the government to subsidize them for what they've lost. So, yes, I think they're going to lose a lot of money and have lost a lot of money, but they'll come back on the back end and ask the American government for it.
Because they gave Trump a campaign donation.
Right.
Yeah. And that brings up something else, though, because I think when Mari's talking about more and more pressure, and it's coming from the right, a lot of these people aren't going to go see Nana for Thanksgiving, right? So imagine.
See who?
Nana.
Oh.
Nana for Thanksgiving, Chris. Come on now. So, no, that's right. I keep forgetting you from the North. So,
See,
no,
Nana.
I mean, once you get there where grandma can't see grandkids for Thanksgiving, you talk about some folks raising the roof. You know what I mean?
That's going to raise it.
Oh man, that's the Republican base right there, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Grandma and grandpa can't see
That's right. That SNAP money is Republican based.
that too.
Yeah,
And
poor whites.
Yeah,
Poor whites.
And
Yeah.
we definitely talking about
we
that
definitely
in
have to talk
Hot
about
Topics.
that.
And we saw that UPS plane crash the other day.
Wow.
We're going to start seeing more of that with this air traffic
Yeah,
controller
yeah.
problem.
Have any of you been affected by the shutdown? I mean, indirectly or directly?
Well, I was talking to my boss the other day. One of my caseload of students is usually running between 40 to 50 students. And I'm seeing a drop in enrollment to where this term I have 16 total. And I was telling her that, because she wanted to know whether I was feeling overloaded. I said, no, I've overloaded when I had 40 to 50 students. I said, but I'm wondering whether or not some of these students are in the federal government, because I have one student who's with the FBI, and so she's hanging in there because she's almost crossing over. I have 2 students overseas, one in Okinawa and one in Germany. They're impacted double time, to where her husband's active duty, she's DOD, and they're not getting paid. I have one in Okinawa. She's stuck over there, to where she doesn't want to come back to the United States, but she's having a hard time finding a job overseas. So hearing these stories of how this shutdown is affecting persons who are my students is a common theme. either they want to, they just don't have the money. So they're staying put in Germany because the cost of living over there appears to be lower. But the one in Japan, she doesn't want to come back because of how traumatic the situation over here is.
I don't know if you saw today in town, they're going to have a Veterans Day parade. And there was a cancellation late today that part of the people who were going to participate could not participate because the government was shut down. So the parade that they're going to have starting today will have limited people because of the government shutdown.
So wait a minute, I'm not understanding that. If they already are these folks not working right now? Are these people who are working and they don't want to participate in a parade?
Well, would you say if you're a soldier or something, would you say you're working and not, it's still because you're not getting paid?
Right.
So would you say you're working? So I don't know how you would, handle.
A lot of those folks are not even going into office. So a lot of those agencies, if you try to reach a government agency right now, even on a military base, one of those agencies, they're not answering the phone because they're not in office. So they're not even being told to come in and report. So so my thing is, and I do want to point this out. A lot of the corporations and I've heard this from plenty of folks, there's no forgiveness right now.
What do you mean?
As far as soldiers or civil service workers who haven't been getting paid. There's no, right now during COVID, when I worked for Citi, we were given extensions and debt forgiveness and all kinds of stuff. We're putting your loans to the back. They're not doing that right now. A lot of these private corporations, Citi, Bank of America, a lot of the mortgage and lenders and your automotive lenders, they're not. People are still facing getting their homes and vehicles repossessed. People are coming up getting late fees, banking getting late fees. The private corporations are not helping right now. So we definitely need to shine a light on the private corporations who are not stepping up right now, who to help a lot of our government workers.
So when these workers come back, and help me with these, how the government pays, when in the past, when they've come back, do they get back pay?
They'll get back pay, but how do you go back and get your credit restored?
So how do you get back pay if you didn't come to work? So based on those people you're talking about, they're not coming to work, they're not answering the telephone, they're not doing anything. How do they get back pay basically for vacation?
They're not.
Well, Trump has already
I heard
said
Trump
that.
say, yeah, Trump
he
said
ain't paying back pay.
he said
some
for
still
of the
will.
workers
Depends on if it's considered a crucial job or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about this back pay, I think everybody on this panel has said that Congress should not be getting a paycheck right now. So Senator,
Good
I
point.
can't think of his name, Senator, or he's a representative.
Kennedy.
John Kennedy
Kennedy.
in Louisiana put a bill on the floor to where during the shutdown, congressional members should not be getting paid.
Oh, wow.
And they get paid good money.
Yeah, they do.
But it's performative because the House is in session to take up
Right.
the bill anyway.
Right,
Yeah,
And he
but-
knows that.
right.
But still, even though it's performative, at least it has gone on the floor. And I'm thinking that because of this shutdown, we got 2026 coming through. So we already know that if the House is in the Senate is taken over by the Dems, which I'm pretty certain that they will, that first of all, we're going to see an impeachment. We're going to see them Epstein files, kick wide open. But I think we're going to start seeing some reform bills related to the shutdown, to where if there's a shutdown, after so many days, the congressional members won't get paid. I just think we're going to start seeing more reform bills being pushed because of this shutdown. Because I don't think anybody going to the Hill should be getting paid anyway.
Oh, no,
I think also that the president of the United States and his cabinet shouldn't be getting paid either, especially if the cabinet is living on military installations.
So you're telling me that the regular rank and file people are not going to get paid or get reimbursed for the time that they're off. And based on what you're saying, Caleb, those people, the credit and so forth that they have, that bill is still due Okay.
Yeah,
so
they'll still
so
do.
so even though they say, I know you said they're not doing it, but let's say even if they did hold and say, okay, we're going to put this in limbo while you're not working and you're off, but when you come back, it's going to be due. So if they don't get back pay and it's going to be due when you come back, you still can't pay
You
it.
still
And
can't
with
pay it.
that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes break and come back to that particular piece.
Okay.